My name's Claire. I'm 26 years old. When I was 18, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I tried various treatments over the years, which resulted in having surgery last January. That involved removing the whole of my large intestine and creating an internal pouch out of my small intestine. Ulcerative colitis is an inflammatory bowel disease, also sometimes described as an autoimmune disease. It only affects the large intestine, which is different to Crohn's disease, which is a very closely related disease, but that can affect any part of the digestive system. I first started getting symptoms about 6 weeks after I went to university, when I was 18. Every time I ate, I would get stomach pains, and I didn't really know why. I'd still be hungry, but I'd be getting these stomach pains. Then I started getting diarrhea, and I had that for about 2 weeks, and then decided to go to the university doctors on the advice of my mum from down the phone, thinking it would just be a virus or something really simple. They then told me to go and have a blood test, but then in the meantime, I got really quite unwell, and I noticed that there was blood in the diarrhea. So I came home. I was then in hospital for about 2 weeks. And basically, they only really looked at ulcerative colitis when my grandmother had phoned up and said that there was sort of genetic history, past history of bowel trouble on that side of the family that we hadn't previously known about. My consultant referred me to a surgeon in 2004, brilliant surgeon, but I didn't actually decide to have the operation for 4 years, because it's really important to be actually mentally prepared to have the surgery, because it's a very big thing to go through. The basics of the surgery is that you have your colon or large intestine removed. And then for me, I had this done in 2 stages. I had the colon removed, and then they made a pouch in a J-shaped pouch from my small intestine. And they also made a stoma whilst in that first operation, so that the pouch that they constructed inside could heal over 2 to 3 months before they sort of reconnect your gut again. I was actually only in hospital for about 10 days after the first sort of surgery, because I was on something called the Enhanced Recovery Programme, which means they get you up and about as soon as possible. I found the stoma quite difficult, not because, of body image or anything. It was just having to look after it, although apparently I did really well and I managed in the first few days, but a lot of people find it difficult to look after because it's actually quite complicated to sort of clean it and put the bag on, and it's quite an alien thing to sort of suddenly get used to. I had the stoma for about 2.5 months, and then I went back into hospital literally just for a week and had the stoma reversed and started using my pouch. Since having surgery, my quality of life has improved dramatically. I now work full time. I've got much more energy, much more stamina. Obviously, I'm not so tired. It's brought spontaneity back into my life. I can plan ahead to do stuff and, presume that I'm going to be well on those days. There won't be any further treatment. But probably the biggest thing is that previously, obviously with ulcerative colitis, you suffer from the got to go now feeling and possibly bowel incontinence and all the pain associated with that, and the fact that it's really embarrassing and socially unacceptable. And the biggest thing that surgery has given me is control over my bowel. So even though I still may empty my bowel about 4 times a day, I've got complete control over that, and that means I can, I've got my life back, basically.